Paul Katroff, good morning with 423byland.com. Today we have another, what I would say was an exciting video, because one of the most important aspects of buying an RV lot that I've found is lot development. The sale of a lot is pretty simple. You know, we meet you, you bring cash, we'll get the deed work ready. It doesn't take very long at all. That part of it is easy, purchasing the real estate. But I'm finding that the biggest part is lot development, and I'm doing the best I can to provide that opportunity from start to finish. And a lot of it's learning, and I want the opportunity for all of us to learn out there on what goes on. And one of the biggest questions is always electrical. So I'm going down to see lot 158, which I've already sold, and we are going to watch the electric company install electric this morning. They're going to be putting in an underground setup, which is not very common, but it's kind of nice to watch and see them at work. So let's see what we can come up with. Thank you. Take care. Okay, the electric company's here. This is Sam Houston. They're the best at what they do, and they are installing electric right now as we speak. They're going to put a pole on the front lot line, and they've got the big trucks out here, and I love watching the big trucks. It's something I love doing. As you can see, they've got the ditch witch, and they're going to dig the trench from there to there. They're going to set the big pole there, and they're going to put the little pole there. Now remember this, you can't always go underground. This is one of the rare and very few times that you'll see the ability to go underground from the big pole to the little pole. All right? But I just thought this was kind of neat, and let's just see how they operate. Okay, so they've got the big truck there, which is what they brought the pole on, okay? And there's your big pole. That's the monster. That's going to go on the easement. So they're drilling a hole right now for that. So that pole is going to be inserted right there. Good stuff. And of course, that's your infamous ditch witch. And you can rent a smaller ditch witch from Lowe's for about $200. Let's say you're doing fence posts and what have you. But it's pretty cool watching them do this, you know. Well, what I wouldn't do to own one of those, huh? Good stuff. Good stuff. So when you look at all the equipment that it takes, it's really important to know. People always say, well, Paul, I got to spend $1,500 to install a pole. Okay? And they get a little disgruntled, and nobody wants to spend the money. But think about what is entailed. You've got a large vehicle for transport. You've got a gentleman sitting there. You've got a large pole there. You've got a backhoe there. Then you have the bossman's chair, or the cherry picker, so that they can get up, cut any trees they need, and install the transformer. So you're really getting quite a bit for your $1,500 from the electric company, in my opinion. Do I enjoy spending that? No, I don't. Who doesn't, right? Who does? But it is a big deal. It's a big setup when they do an electric pole install. So I'm pretty, now there are two poles that I'm seeing. They've got one laying down on the ground right there. That pole may be for possibly another property. I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. Okay, you can see that they're hoisting the pole right there, and they've got that on a little tripod, and they're going to put that pole in that hole. Pretty cool. Now they're hoisting it up. Pretty neat. I want to stay out of their way naturally. There we are. Pretty neat, huh? I like watching this done. It's not something I see every day, by the way, people. It really isn't, so. And hats off to the owner of this lot, 158. Mark called me this morning and he alerted me. He goes, good opportunity, Paul. And I go, you know it. You know it. If it wasn't for them, then I would have to come out and lift that pole on my shoulders and put it in myself. Well, not really. But they make it look so easy. Very neat. Good stuff. Coincidentally, right across the street is Dave sitting on his patio. He's getting up to go to work. We all know Dave. He is probably the biggest name in the subdivision right now. And I know he's sick and tired of this camera in his face, but I can't help it. I love this guy. He's very huggable. Doesn't look very huggable, but he's right across the street and he's watching the electric install as well. When they run the ditch witch, I'm going to shoot a little more video footage. Pretty cool. They're now, of course, they got the big guns. So they got that big pole. They're going to do a ditch here, run the wire underground. They're going to set a little pole right there. Okay, there's a smaller pole. It's going to be set there. Okay, they went with the ditch witch to there. They had a problem getting through. So they're coming back with a backhoe, and I believe they're digging out a massive stump, which I know they're not too happy about that, but they have no choice at this point. They like to have these, we cut down the tree there in my previous video. The shiny pole is going to go up that big pole, okay? This plastic conduit is going to be dropped underground to that little pole. Now, I can't stress enough to people that this person was very lucky. You can forget about getting a little pole going underground. It seems like they're either phasing it out or they don't want to do it anymore. And what they're doing now is they're installing the big pole going 30 feet to a smaller pole that's 25 feet, okay? Right now they're going boom underground because he got lucky with a little pole. Forget it, guys. I'm just telling you. It's like 1 out of every 5 people gets that. So the 25-foot pole, there's the big one, is going to come, watch my finger, right about there. It doesn't look bad. It looks kind of techish, as one of my customers said, okay? So you can gamble that they're going to have a 25-foot pole, which they also call the meter loop, and this short line going to there. That's what normally is installed. And I'm going to get a video of a larger pole being installed for you so that you can compare and contrast and get a better idea when you do your lot development. All right, Paul Kacheroff with 423 Buy Land. And I'm documenting an electric install. I'm trying to stay out of the way of these people. But to see how Sam Houston operates, they're almost done. They're packing up, and I want to get a shot of this. It's really nice. Okay, I'm at the back of the lot, and you can see this gentleman is packing his stuff up now, for the most part. This pole is going to be installed upright. This backhoe has been installing a secondary pole. I can't stress enough, you're going to have a bigger pole as a secondary pole. you're going to have a line that goes to a bigger pole, probably. So let's see how they're going. There we are. Really nice pole. Really nice pole. And that has been run underground. No, you're not probably going to get underground. You got lucky. This guy got lucky. I would say I'm seeing 1 out of 5 go underground, but it doesn't matter because it's more about showing you what goes into it. You put the above ground pole, the 25-foot pole is going to go like right about this tall, and you're going to have a line that goes right there, and it comes down. That pole is going to be this high. What I suggest for those of you that can't get underground, to possibly bump that pole a little closer to the big pole. Just an idea, because if you put 2 bigger poles, it'll come right about to here, in my opinion. When you put 2 bigger poles together, looks better, right? But anyway, let's check out this. By the way, this electric pole was built by the lot owner. Okay, these poles are going to average around $475. These poles often will be placed at the back as a third pole for your RV, but we suggest that to keep costs down low, just go with a second pole, whether big or whether small, doesn't matter, and just plug in your RV right there, run an extension cord. It gets real expensive doing a third pole. If you have the money and you want to do it, well, great. You know, you want to go underground to the Ditch Witch. If you do decide to do that, these poles run around $475. Now, Mark, the owner, built this pole. He's very hands-on. And he built this entire box to code with the pole, $169. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. The builder's supply company will charge around $475, but he did an amazing job. He built it himself, $169. Anyway, I want to get out of these people's way because I know that having a camera in their face is annoying, but that's my job. It's a one-time deal. Anyway, there he is. They're about to hoist up that metal pole that's laying on the ground, and that will be it, and he will be live. But this meter loop, I can't stress enough, you can contact Mark. Mark is one of the best lot developers that I have seen in a long time. Keep in mind, Mark is a really smart individual, and some people have it, some people don't. I'm not smart like Mark. I'm not as good with electronics. I'm more frustrated. It takes a little more time for me to get things done. But for those of you out there, to have a lot owner that knows what they're doing as far as a hands-on, build it, do it yourself individual, get with Mark for a small fee. He could probably build you the pole and probably save you $100. You know, it's his time to go out and get the materials, put them together, but you can pay $475, $500 for a pole, but you can save $100. Call Mark. Who knows what he'll do it for? But he's willing, and Mark is a really great individual to deal with. But unfortunately, the larger poles that will probably go, the 25-foot, you're looking at $1,500 installed, including the pole and everything. The larger poles are a lot more expensive, and that's where Sam Houston seems to be going now. So I have somebody to install the larger poles for you, and I also now have somebody to run utilities. Utilities cost will run around $3,000, and that would be for a basic standard install to run pipes down to get a Ditch Witch. Look how big this machine is, okay? To run your utilities, it's around $3,000 for the utilities. So you get about 70, 80 feet, and they dig it out and they drop it and they connect it to the meters. So $3,000 for that, $1,500 for the big pole. That's $4,500. I have the gentleman that will do both. Anyway, as long as you don't get ridiculously intricate and start saying, well, I want a faucet there, I want pipe there. You know, to be realistic, you're putting an RV on the lot, get the sewage down so you can use the bathroom, pull down, do a simple faucet, and then, you know, take it from there. And of course, when our guy comes out, you can he'll give you an accurate pricing. Some may be a little less, some may be a little more. But I think that $3,000 for the utilities run, and I also know that $1,500 for the pole, puts you at approximately $4,500, give or take, okay, to run utilities. So if you install the meters, which is $1,500, out the door, you're looking at around $6,000. $6,000. So you buy the lot, Dave will come install the pad, your remaining $6,000 gets you out the door, done, move that unit on. So, you know, I'm getting a little better at this, guys. Bear with me. So anyway, I know Mark is going to be happy, and I'm going to leave these guys alone. Anyway, Paul Kacheroff of the 423buyland.com, another successful video, and I'm really excited with Sam Houston. They do a bang-up job. They got the whole armada here, and this is probably the most exciting time for a lot owner, because Ben Franklin wasn't messing around when he discovered electricity. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. 423 Buyland. If you have any more questions, take care. Goodbye.